Socialists.
Oh my god.
Happy Socialist Sunday, people. Welcome to the stream. What a stream we've got for you this evening on my left eye. You're all very welcome here. I'm your host, Lefty. Hope you're all having a good week. Solidarity to everybody. Whether you're watching live or back on a replay. Guitar Guy was first in the chat. In with a bang, number one. Thanks a lot for the plug. Good advice there. Hit the thumbs up button as you arrive. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. Then you can join the chat watching live just 1 minute later. Heady, shortly behind. Second in the chat, Doc Davies is with us. Flow Snake as well. Michael, good to see you. Flow Snake. Davinia Robbins, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while, Davinia. Hope you've been well. Zuki. What a crowd we've got already in the early phases of the stream. Well, yes, we were down at the Defend Our Juries protest yesterday. Exclusive footage coming up. I certainly slept last night. Let's put it that way. And apologies if I come across as a little exhausted. It's been a very busy weekend, and you'll see why very shortly. Before we get underway though, there's a few other ways that you can help us out on the old algorithm to appease the algorithm gods. Give us a share on your social media. Give us a follow while you're there at My Left Eye UK. Preferably on Blue Sky, but we're also on Twitter and Mastodon. We do follow back all genuine socialists, so if you're looking to boost your connections this Socialist Sunday, do give us a follow. And another reminder, there's a new feature out there for a lot of people. It launched in over 39 additional countries recently. The new hype feature. So please do select some of our content, and you should see a hype button underneath the screen. Please do hit that, and it does help to promote the channel. That would be awesome. Super chats are open if anybody's watching live and has a particular point or question that needs my attention. Also, super thanks for anybody watching back later on. And if you don't have the means to contribute to the channel through YouTube, please do consider using the Buy Me a Coffee page. There's a link in the description of this stream as well as the description of the channel. Thanks to those of you who've been keeping me caffeinated recently. And props, big up all the members on the channel. You can see the current monthly supporters. You can join this list of marvellous members for just 99 pence. Hope you're all enjoying your perks, the exclusive content, early viewings, static emojis galore. Like I said, just 99 pence, people, a fraction of the price of a tasty hot beverage. Certainly worth it. I can see some current members in the chat. What do you say, people? Is it worth becoming a member? Let's get some hype going. Thanks again, everybody. Sitting at 109 into the target the goal of 250. So thanks to everybody who's renewed the memberships recently, as well as gifted to other people. That's really important in getting us towards that target. I'll bring the chat up, there we go. Let your voices be heard, let the people be seen. Which also warrants a logo adjustment, I believe. Thank you. Very smooth. Davinia, you don't see the hype button. Yeah, not everybody might be able to see it. I just became aware of this new update. It won't appear for everybody just yet, but do keep your eye out for it. It basically replaces what used to be trending. Do you remember the trending feature if you hit the 3 lines at the side? So the more a video gets hyped with the hype button, the further up the rankings in the old trending section it goes. It's basically a way that people can go on YouTube and just see what everybody else is watching, and if they want to go along with that, then I guess that's up to them. It's fair enough, as long as this channel's included. And yes, we will be gate crashing Keith's Lounge momentarily, as we do every Sunday on the Sunday live stream here on My Left Eye. Okay people, are you ready for some hot cheese this, well, it's quite a grim and grey evening, has to be said, here in Manchester. We had a bit of thunder earlier on. Just started raining before I came to you on the stream, but we can warm ourselves up with a bit of fondue. We won't stay long. This is just where we come while I inform you good people what's coming up on the stream, which won't take very long at all. Because if we loiter and linger for too long in the lounge, it does start to hum, and over recent weeks we've more or less narrowed it down to one culprit, who you can see on the left of your screen there. Dame Margaret Hodge. Let's just say that the cheese disagrees with her digestive system, but it's the only way that she can socialise, unfortunately, by being at the fondue party. Obviously, as I said, the Defend Our Juries protest will be taking up the bulk of the Sunday live stream. Exclusive footage from yours truly, taken at Parliament Square yesterday. I won't give any spoilers away. There's narration on a lot of the clips, and I'll interject here and there, just on a couple of occasions as I play through the footage. On what was a record-breaking day, it has to be said, just under 900 people arrested in total. Was I arrested or not? Question mark. All would be revealed. All would be revealed, people. So over 890 so far. That's arrestees, almost doubling the previous record-breaking effort at the last one, and it was quite a day. It was quite a day. We also had a viewer on the scene at the other demonstration in Edinburgh, who interviewed last time. They attended the last Parliament Square protest, this time a bit closer to home, as they're currently based in Scotland. So I might be able to give you a couple of updates about that one and send some pictures. This is our friend Moshi, by the way, a viewer and supporter of the channel, one of the members. So it was good to have some feedback from people who were up there at Edinburgh to compare the two ways that the protest went, and most importantly the way that they were policed as well, because we all know what happened last time at Parliament Square. So there could be some fresh material landing even during the stream, people. I'll keep you posted with that. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how things went down in the Derry protest, which happened simultaneously. But if you happen to have been on that one, please do let me know in the chat if you're watching live, or in the comments if you're watching back later on. I'd be delighted to know how our fellow comrades got on. So yes, I travelled down and returned yesterday. Accompanied by another friend of the channel, a fellow YouTuber from Climate Lens, who I've played a few clips of on streams previously. So Paul from Climate Lens accompanied me down there. He was acting as essentially a steward, a welfare member as well. Also a bit about UK politics to come up. Obviously there's been the reshuffle. Speaking of Keith, he's reacted to Rayner's resignation by rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, as I iterated in the last video on the channel. Please do check that out if you've not seen it yet, by the way, about Angela Rayner's resignation. So a little bit about that. There's been the Reform conference, which a few people have been getting in a bit of a fluster about. Well, I'm referring to the mainstream media. They're really sort of pandering to Farage yet again. But he's in the States, of course. He's been in the States recently, where he faced much criticism, the likes of which you don't see him getting from the mainstream media in the UK nearly enough. So a little bit about that as well. Good shout there, Mo. Good to see you in the chat as well. Hope you're well. Another fellow YouTuber as well. Do check out Mobius's channel, but Moshi goes by the name Moshi on Toast on My Left Eye. Yes, absolute legend. Super proud for their participation in both demonstrations. And if you were there, if you were at literally any of the demonstrations, of course, please do reach out and let us know. We're always open to getting interviews and an exclusive point of view. So drop us a line at mylefteyeuk@gmail.com. Whether you were in London, Edinburgh or Derry. Right, people, so that's more or less the bulk of what's coming up on the stream. We'll be returning to the fondue lounge a little later on as we say our goodbyes, but for now that will be it. We'll be dropping in with Keith later on, and I'll just reintroduce the Sunday Livestream resident jazz band, the marvellous Herbie Ranger and the Supersonics. Always a pleasure. Yeah, you can't hear that trumpet there because it's above the threshold of human hearing. Perhaps your dog is going a little mental. Or if you are Superman, apologies. I do have a comedy clip to get us going. It's from Larry and Paul, who you'll remember of course from the Broken News that features quite regularly on the Brews at 10 and other streams here on the channel. Bit of a different slant this time. They've replicated a daily briefing from Keir Starmer. Should advise that it appears that there has been a little bit of artificial intelligence used in the production of this video, which you can tell features one of the regular actors. I don't know which one's which actually, which one's Larry and which one's Paul. It's one of the two, but via AI they've managed to semi-replicate the face into Starmer's and the voice and so on. But it's very good content. Do give them a follow, Larry and Paul. And this one's all about Starmer's robotic delivery, lack of character, and love of flags.
Emotionless greeting, acknowledging it's been over a year since we surged to victory on a wave of pessimism. Deciding it's time to let you know what we've been doing in case anybody starts to have a little inkling that there might be a small possibility that we could very well be disappointing and shit. Rejecting claims that I have been told to appear more human. Warm smile. Smile warmth 53%. Warning. Smile overload. Reset. My father was a toolmaker. My mother was a nurse. Bringing back the government briefings that the Conservatives started, but insisting that we're totally different from the Tories by using exactly the same Russian-built briefing room, speaking from exactly the same lectern, and getting caught up in exactly the same scandals. Slight head tilt. Engaging Starmer thumbs. Working on new 3-part slogan. Plan for change. Fixing the foundations. Very disappointing year. Must stop reform. Farage must die. Error. Reset. Reboot. My mother was a toolmaker. My father was a nurse. Activating cling to power mode. Dismissing reports that we're terrified of a Farage landslide. Coincidentally, frantically, desperately looking at proportional representation now that we absolutely have to, along with giving votes to 16-year-olds, but shitting ourselves they might be as racist as their hotel besieging granddads. Happy though to see so many St George's flags. Nothing says national pride like a defaced mini roundabout. Denying that I'm anti-English. Some of my best friends are flags. My father was a flag maker. My mother was a flag. Function. Load BIOS. Lurching to the right. Lurching to the centre right. Take it back now, y'all. Error. Pleasing nobody, despite sudden movements. Taking question from journalist.
Wondering why Angela Rayner's tax error is fine when even the Tories sacked Nadeem Zahawi over his tax affairs.
My father was a toolmaker.
Not now.
Defending the Deputy PM. reminding you that she is from a working class background, so anything she does wrong should be forgiven.
Wondering if you'll sack her.
Remaining absolutely and unquestionably loyal to Angela Rayner until I decide not to be. Reminding you I always stick to my word until I don't. Finally, being a strong statesman on Russia's actions in Ukraine. Repeating that it is never appropriate to go wading into another country and cause a load of innocent death, unless it is. Please hold. Receiving funds from Israeli government. Arms deal complete. Genocidally complicit nod. Trustworthy, thank you.
Great as always, Larry and Paul. Do go and give them a subscribe. That was really good. Really good stuff. I think I get the reference there, Doc. A smee he. Like when Crichton from Red Dwarf, of course, was trying to break his programming and insult Rimmer. Great classic sci-fi comedy series, The Red Dwarf. A smee he. Very good analysis, with the exception that, of course, Keith isn't trying to break his programming, as you saw in the clip. He's happy to take his contributions from the Israel lobbies. The latest from Gaza to come, of course, their ongoing assault on Gaza City, the updates from that, as well as ceasefire negotiations. First of all, though, the main feature of tonight's stream, which will be exclusive content. I didn't manage to squeeze as many interviews in as I would have liked to, the reasons for which will become explanatory as you watch the video. But I hope you do enjoy this. I'm going to be putting together a feature video, a separate vid about this for release tomorrow. There's a slim chance it might be available on members first from this evening, but definitely 100% tomorrow in either case. But you get a bit of a first look, bit of a tease. I hope you enjoyed the teaser clip that I put out earlier. As you can see, at some points it did get somewhat emotional, and at other points, unfortunately, once again, we saw some heavy-handedness from the police, and you'll see in this clip as well. I was dragged into that myself, as it were. In fact, at one point, literally dragged. As you'll see. So apologies, there are one or two times in the vid where I use some quite strong language, as others do. But it was at least equally, that is, the police response was at least equally revolting to the last protest, if not even more so. Okay, get your popcorn, people. It's another My Left Eye exclusive. This is the channel brought to you, made by activists, so that you can get the very best insights into what's happening. Hello, people. We've just set off from... Let's get that on focus. We've just set off from Manchester. Here with Climate Lens, we're going to be doing a bit of a collaboration today. Oh, there's an announcement. Let's listen carefully.
Good morning, gents. Travelling to Stockport. First stop. Thank you.
Marvellous news. Alright, I'll give you an update in a bit. We have just landed at Houston Station. Paul is sporting particularly fabulous t-shirts. There is an accompanying hat, but that's in his bag. We've just about got time for a spot of lunch, so we're going to go and grab a bite, and then you'll probably hear from us next at Parliament Square, so I'll see you there, people. Just want to point out as well, this is compressed. The video that's out tomorrow will be in higher definition, but in order to be able to bring it to you on the stream this evening, I did have to compress it a little, not too much, so hopefully the audio and everything's coming through fine. Just on our way down to the thing now, doing a bit of a whistle-stop tour of places I've been arrested and detained. Trafalgar Square, coming on to Whitehall now, and then we'll be at Parliament Square. Downing Street, stood roughly where I got arrested last time. Wonder if Keith's in. Vaffanculo. Here we are, still well half an hour or so before the demo itself's supposed to start, but you can see Parliament Square filling up quite well. I've just heard that there were over 1,500 sign-ups, which would be amazing if everybody who signed up came down. Sorry, just interrupting again quickly, it was actually 1,600 sign-ups. Just before this, went to a bit of a briefing. Obviously I couldn't film anything there for obvious reasons. However, that was for the stewards and welfare assistants and so on and so forth. Had to change the location. The police had blocked off a few roads around Parliament Square, so had to change the location, and then just got down before it started. You see, a lot of people are congregating by the statues. Mahatma Gandhi there. A lot of t-shirts, flags. Obviously a lot of placards to come soon, well over 1,000 you'd expect. Just wanted to get a bit of pre-footage here. Hopefully I can grab one or two people for a quick interview before it all starts. Maybe a couple of familiar faces as well. We'll have to see. So, this is the scene at the moment. Just getting nicely prepared. It's a good atmosphere as well, actually. More to come shortly. So in around 30 minutes this square is going to be absolutely full of sign holders. We know what the sign's going to say. I oppose genocide, I support Palestine action. Those are the signs that people are getting arrested for holding under the Terrorism Act. And well, who do we have here? We've got a troublemaker on scene. Alex, how are you, darling? Come here, give me a look. Came here with Alex, who gave us an interview at the last protest. Down here again today. What do you think about today, Alex?
Today is even bigger. There's a lot more people here, a lot more causes. We have our friends from Cage International, Black Lives Matter to show support, Amnesty International have shown support, all to bear witness to what's going on here today, which is the erosion of our democratic rights, if we had any to begin with, and to say how ridiculous it is to prescribe a non-direct action group, yeah? So it's the first ever non-violent direct action group to ever be prescribed in the UK. They're actually being really instrumental in stopping this genocide that's happening in Palestine. Today we found out that one of the Elbit factories is totally shut down in Bristol, and that's because of Palestine action. And if they can do that, they need to do this more. So we're here just to show support. You see there's lots of arrests going on already today, so we'll be here for the rest of the day, showing support for our comrades who are sitting down, and everybody else who's here coming.
Thank you very much. Solidarity.
Solidarity.
Yeah, great interview, great to bump into Alex. Bumped into quite a few people who I know. Just addressing one or two points in the chat before we carry on. Thanks a lot for the feedback on the audio. And how did you know, Michael? You've revealed one of the secrets of the channel, that we do record the footage on potatoes, but I think we do quite well considering that fact. Flow Snake, the t-shirt, if you're referring to Paul's t-shirt, Paul from Climate Lens, he made that himself with a stencil. So I suggest that you go and subscribe to his channel. Let him know that you're after a t-shirt. I'm not sure if he's into distributing them at this point, but that's where it came from. Just gone 1 PM. Sorry about the shaky cam there. So it's all starting, you can see here, placards already starting to be written out. As people take to the grass. But just getting a bit of footage of the opening foray of this marvellous protest taking place today. Everyone's currently writing out the signs, those who are taking part. It is going to be somewhat of a sombre atmosphere as well. You might have noticed as we get onto the grass here, things start to get a little bit quieter. Well, I did say that. Unfortunately, that wasn't true for reasons which you'll see coming up. There was a bit of a clash. An organisation had already arranged, prior to Defend Our Juries arranging their protest, that they were going to be doing something nearby, and inevitably a counter-protest to their protest showed up, which you'll see in a little. Unfortunately, for quite a significant proportion of the protest itself, the audio levels were disrupted for that reason and others. You'll notice shortly as we go into the footage, chants and drums and music and this kind of thing, as other organisations showed up to show support. And it is always great to get support from other organisations. However, the overall vibe of this was supposed to be mostly low noise levels, sort of quiet contemplation of the erosion of our rights to protest, as it were. But unfortunately, it didn't go exactly as planned, and you'll see why. And, I can see a friend of mine. In this case, this was just a round of applause to indicate things were officially starting. Amazing. This is great. Odin, no. Well, I mean, it's not a massive spoiler. So let me get this the right way around. There was some confusion at first because we thought it was just one organisation that were there at the same time. It has nothing to do with Palestine, with the illegal occupation of Gaza. It has nothing to do with the prescription of PAL action or Defend Our Juries. Nothing to do with BLM or any of the other organisations who showed up to show support. And if I've got this the right way round, there was a pro-choice, pro-life concert happening at the back of Parliament Square. On the road, there was a large stage set up, and they'd not quite got going as we're at this point in the footage, but they will in a moment, as you'll see and hear. So they were particularly loud. And I mean a full stage set up with a full band and singers who were mostly performing cover songs from what I can recall. And then just on it's partitioned by a wall, that section, that road. and on the other side of that wall is where the Gandhi statues are, where the Peel statue is, etc., for anyone who's familiar with Parliament Square. And then just to, let's say if you're stood in Parliament Square on the lawn itself, if you look into the right, there was an abortion rights group who were there to counter the anti-abortion group. And you'll see, as we get into the footage, they had pink high-vis, they were wearing pink high-vis at the time. So it took a little while, but eventually the information got around that it wasn't just one group, it was a protest group and a counter-protest group to them, but as I said, nothing to do with Palestine, with Gaza. And as far as I saw, and I was there throughout pretty much the whole thing, there were no pro-Israel, pro-Zionist counter-protests there. Although, just quickly before I start to play the clip again, a tangent alert pending. No, seriously though, it was in the anti-abortion concert, I did notice what would have been perhaps some far-right protesters wrapped in flags, but I just quickly wanted to point out there was another example of one that you saw, and it was actually draped in the Georgian flag, but probably thinks they get extra points because there are 4 crosses on it, as well as the main St. George's cross, without realising that it's actually from another country. Ironically, of course, St. George himself, the legend has it that he comes from Palestine. That's the way the legend goes. Okay, I think at risk of getting on a tangent, we'll get back into the footage. I'll try and respond to as many comments in the chat as I can as we're going through. Getting very close to the time now, it's absolutely rammed here. Okay, it's at this point, people, I'm going to lay a bit of information on you that I didn't disclose until today for obvious reasons, but I am going to be sitting and holding a placard and potentially being taken into custody today, so it's going to be one of those days. Wish me luck. I feel that it's something that I've got to do, not just because I really wanted to be at the last one, but I couldn't make it. I don't think in years to come I could justify having not taken part in this, which will probably be another great record breaking events. So I'm absolutely honoured that I'm going to be a part of this today. I think everybody who's holding a sign should be absolutely 100% proud of their actions. Not going to take any crap off Yvette Cooper or Keir Starmer. We all know that the prescription was an absolutely ridiculous piece of legislation in the first place. All things being well, if justice is done, it will be overruled in the courts, but for now, this is how we and everybody else has to stand up to this ridiculous prescription of Palestine action, and that's to stay together in solidarity with other protesters, as well as just for the general cause for Palestine itself.
3 minutes.
And if they could do it to groups such as Pal Action, they can do it to anybody. So that's why it's important that everybody's here today. Well, the arrests have actually started taking place already by the looks of things. Yeah, the arrests did get underway tremendously quickly. Thank you very much for those sentiments in the chat. I did sit with a placard. I will get onto that part in a bit, but for now, just going to concentrate on how quickly these arrests started to happen But thank you very much for your support in the chat. As I said, it's an honour to have taken part in this.
Standing around shouting shame, quite rightly so. The protest started not even 5 minutes ago, and already people are being arrested. This is absolutely shameful.
Shame on you! Any case of you!
Shame on you!
These are all
Shame on you!
following! Shame on you!
Yvette Cooper should be ashamed, Keir Starmer should be ashamed, the entire establishment should be ashamed.
Shame on you!
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 These people are being taken away now. Let's catch up. Sorry, it's really busy. Doing my best here, people.
Why are you doing it? Imagine if we came and pushed your mark. Imagine if I pushed your mark.
We've just barged a lot of people out of the way with the arrestees.
Yeah, they were getting very heavy-handed very soon on. They immediately went for the elderly and the infirmants again. We were hypothesising the reason for that was if they did decide to put a cattle ring around the protest and then barge the way in. It doesn't look good, as they found out last time in the optics, to do that to elderly people. But of course, we were there on the scene to expose that that was happening again. They just didn't want it showing up on the mainstream media. But let the truth be told, this is the way it went down. You can bear witness with your own eyes through my left eye. And thank you very much to Graham Turner for that generous super chat. Hope you're very well this evening. Let's give that some love and appreciation. Please big up Graham Turner in the chat, everybody. Thanks again.
They've been taken off to the side of the square. That's the situation at the moment, people. So it's all getting going pretty quickly. The last time around there was quite a bit of time between people sitting and holding the placards and the arrest starting, but like I just said, not even 5 minutes this time. And it's already underway.
I do like to get in the thick of it, as you can see. Although having taken part in many protests, I've documented many of them myself. Yeah, I'm not adverse to getting up close, as you can see. Even if I have to take a knock or two, which unfortunately I did on this occasion.
towards the back of the square now. It's a bit quieter over here. A lot more. So we're hoping that some of the chanting. It's good to see chanting and everything, but the whole demonstration itself is supposed to be a more of a sombre affair. So we'll start to feel that sort of vibe in a bit. Hopefully, these people just want to have the voices heard. That's okay, but as far as DOJ is concerned, it is supposed to be more of a quieter atmosphere. Once it does quieten down a little, I might, a little bit later on, I'll see if I can have a few quiet words with a couple of sitters before I grab a placard myself, and hopefully we'll get a good few words from other people taking part today. Just noticing at the back here, someone else being taken away. Let's go see what's happening here, people. Looks like another arrest over here. It is.
Guys, if you just step down, there's a step here.
And the rest of the noise, as you can see, made it difficult to get interviews. I did sit at one point after this. Like I said, I'll get on to that. As I was going around though, for the first sort of hour or so, taking this footage, did bump into a few other people from alternate media and YouTube. Navarra Media, Crispin Flintoff was there, just quickly said hello to a few people also. So it's really good to see how this is being put out. It's very hard to put into words just what it feels like to be down here, but I'm welling up with pride. It's incredible. Seeing things on a screen is one thing, reading about it in the news, wherever you get your information. But actually being here and feeling this atmosphere and seeing a lot of people who I know around the place as I've been walking around here, and then just pausing to think about what the actual cause of all this is. And literally, as I speak, children are being killed, a whole population being genocided before our very eyes in real time on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and on the mainstream media as well. And if the government did their jobs properly, then all these people wouldn't have to be here today, wouldn't have to be risking their liberty, they wouldn't have to be sacrificing their freedoms just because the government can't adhere to international law, and even worse, are complicit in what's happening in Gaza. As we know, we have funded Israel, we have given them arms, we are still carrying out spy runs with RAF planes taking off from Greece. The IDF know where the Palestinians are because the RAF are spying on them and sharing this information. Who knows how many lives have been lost because of the actions of this country. And if that doesn't shame you, then nothing will. Yeah, so you could see this sort of that's the line though where the DOJ protest and the abortion rights in the pink high vis met. They did start to join in with some of the chants. The person on the megaphone was of course supporting Defend Our Juries. So just behind this abortion rights group, for anyone who's familiar with London, you can, well, you can't see it in this, but there is a road behind there. That's where the anti-abortion concert thing was happening, which got really loud.
Scum!
Wait for the news. Don't watch the news, be the news. Another block of police have just arrived from the back of the square now. They're moving in. It looks as though they're going to be coming in from all directions instead of just from one side to the other last time.
Shame on you! 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 Disgusting morality! Disgusting
time is now 13:34. You're under arrest on suspicion for wearing, carrying or displaying uniforms or other items of clothing or articles of a proscribed organisation or publishing images of such items contrary to section 13.
Do you think this is terrorism? Do you actually believe that you're rightful in stopping these people from committing terrorist acts? Is this what you know to be the truth? This is a free man exercising his legal rights to oppose a genocide that our country is complicit. This is in our laws. You signed up to protect our laws. How dare you? What gives you the right? Shame, 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 shame.
Look at this again, people arresting a lady who obviously has mobility problems here. It's the same shit as last time. Exactly the same as last time. Revolting. Every single officer here present at this demonstration today should be utterly ashamed of themselves. They should all resign, or they should refuse to take part. They can tell Yvette Cooper or whoever the Home Secretary is this week to stick it up their arses, because this is revolting. And everyone is giving out to the police now, arresting the elderly, the infirmant.
Over 100,000 dead! And you're arresting us instead! Over 100,000 dead! And you're arresting us instead! Nepalese, shame, shame! Genocide in your name!
So I was just saying earlier, it was supposed to be a very sombre event, that is, sound-wise, volume-wise. However, there is a sort of a stage set up at the back of Parliament Square. There's another demonstration here. It's an anti-abortion group, apparently, and they are making a right racket. You can see they've got a full stage set up there. You can just sort of see it through the trees. But to be honest, it is putting a bit of a dampener on the atmosphere. There was supposed to be a bit of pro-Palestine chanting at first. We were hoping that would die down. A lot of people have been making chants about the Met Police as well, and that's still ongoing. So at the moment, not quite managed to capture the sombre atmosphere as it's supposed to be because of this other protest group. I think they just sort of parked themselves up here because they knew that there was going to be a lot of attention today, so the anti-abortionists are sort of drowning out a lot of the sound, so I've not been able to do any quiet interviews as of yet, but stick around, people. I'm a resourceful chap. I'm sure that I'll manage to find a way somehow.
Would you arrest your grandmother?
see that? Copper just tried throwing it at the side of the road. And here we have doctors and nurses standing against genocide. Always good to see a good presence. Obviously part of the oath of healthcare, you have to include genocide in that oath as well. Always brilliant to see nurses here. If we just come over here, this lady you can see is Trudy, who more or less got things started with Defend Our Juries, holding the sign outside the Old Bailey, reminding people, jurors, of the right to acquit based on their morals, based on the conscience. And Trudy, as a lot of you will know, was arrested for holding up a sign with words on it that are actually on a plaque inside the Old Bailey itself, which of course is a massive affront to justice. And now it's led to what you can see here with Defend Our Juries. So that was how it started, and this is how it's going. And it doesn't look like it's going to stop until the government do what's right. Full trade embargo on Israel, full sanctions, and proper criminal charges to be brought to those responsible, including MPs in this country, including Keir Starmer, David Lammy. Where complicity is concerned, all should be held accountable. Power to the people. Just had a quick jog up to the National Demo, which has just finished. I was giving out water and fruit at Parliament Square for a bit. It's only a couple of minutes jog away for anybody who's familiar with London, but there are, I would imagine, tens of thousands now coming down to join everybody in Parliament Square. And I dare say that this is where things could get a little bit interesting. Watch this now, people. Watch very carefully. You'll see perhaps one protester lightly push into one of the officers by the arm. The reaction to this is just way beyond proportionate. This is as they're taking an arrestee away, but just pay attention to what's happening to the right of this line of police and the way that they react and start to shove people over. And then the batons come out and they start to get a bit fast and loose with those. What a shit show. There, and that was nothing. And then you see this guy here, fucking hero of the day, just basically instigate this massive push against people. And not just the person who lightly pushed the arm of one of the officers, but everybody in the immediate area. Look at this. all day the arrest process has been very slow. It will still take several hours to get through people who are left. Unfortunately, time is against us here. It's coming up to 6 o'clock. We still have to return to Manchester. So, not actually being arrested. Yeah, so basically I had to pause filming and whatnot. Sat down for a little bit. This is a few hours after it began. I sat down for around an hour and a half. Had to get up once or twice to go for bathroom breaks, as it were. I won't get into that. There was some sort of token system at a nearby pub, but that's beside the point. Then came back. There were quite a few friends of mine sort of clustered at one point, so I sat quite close to them, but then unfortunately the time came where we had to leave to meet some people and then get the train just after we'd sort of wound down for an hour, debriefed and whatnot. So we had to get going, unfortunately, but I did manage to get a little bit of footage just after we decided to leave today. But it's just been a lottery, essentially. They seem to have been picking people out by random as opposed to working their way from one area towards another area. And there's, like I said, still hundreds left, and there probably still will be by the time the police decide to call it a day, to be honest. In fact, I dare say there are more people left at this stage than there were in the entirety during the last demonstration. Quite easily. So this could go on for a while, but as I said, unfortunately, we have to leave shortly because we need to travel. This is at about 6:15 now. So it started at 1, as the last one did. Officially it went on for an hour, and then it's up to everybody if they want to decide to risk arrest or not. However, this did go on long after we left. There were still hundreds of people there when we had to leave, and it went on after dark. I don't have any pictures or footage, but I've seen some. Perhaps you've seen it in the mainstream media. Went on for some time, as predicted, hence almost 900 people being arrested. Just have time to film one more arrest. A friend of ours, there's quite a few friends of ours here. I did like that. We were, I know, sort of, these are serious moments, but it is always a real range of emotions on these days. You could find yourself laughing about something one moment, and then it's the exact opposite as things start to happen. But one thing we did have a bit of a laugh about, if you just I'll just play this clip again. So you can see this is a friend of ours getting taken away, as the incredible narrator pointed out there. But you can see someone else, another friend of ours. I won't name them because I don't have express permission, but one of our friends from Just Up Oil as well was quickly munching down as much as they could, as quickly as they could, before potentially, as the police got closer and closer, they got taken away. Probably not too keen on the old jail food, that is, if people were being taken away. And just quickly on that note, they didn't have a triage tent set up as they did last time. Apparently they'd rented out a large building nearby. Not sure exactly where, but they did realise how awful that was logistically last time, with it taking some
at least 2 hours, from what I heard, to process people, even if they accepted the street bail, which if you've got ID on you can prove your name and address, then you get immediately released, but still a 2-hour wait. So we did see people being taken off in carriers, but I'm not sure the exact location of this building. But as I said, unfortunately, we have to leave shortly because we need to travel.
Later on, or anything you do say, maybe give them a little space, please. A little bit of space, please. The rest is necessary.
Just have time to film one more arrest. A friend of ours, there's quite a few friends of ours here.
It's like they could see him stuffing his mouth, but then every time I looked around he had a different sort of tray or something. I think he went on to rice pudding or something after that, but he's a good friend of a good friend of mine and Paul's.
Where's the sign? Where's the sign? Okay, we're taking the bag. Where's the sign? Are you going to get off, mate?
You're going to take me away. I'm not. I don't want to.
If you don't get off, I'm going to carry you, mate.
Well, you'll have to do that.
And then we're going to carry you, alright?
Well, that's up to you.
We'll be there for you on the other side.
He's chosen to go limp, as it were. He's not just going to stand up and let them cart him off. So they say that they're going to put him in handcuffs if he does, and he says, well, that's up to you. This won't be the first time that he's been arrested. I do know that for a fact.
It's not nice when it's on purpose.
So,
Chris, standing up, that way, take the extra back. If you do, then both it's easier for you.
Handcuffing him as well.
No.
Stand behind.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you. You're a hero. Thank you. See you on the other side.
We love you.
We love you.
And on that note, people, that will be it as far as footage of the protest goes for today. 6th of September 2025, Parliament Square, London. This is my left eye. Ending with the familiar sound for regular viewers there, this time captured live, although not quite 10 o'clock. You could see it coming up to 8 when we had to leave there, but as we passed we could still see what I reckon to be at least a good 100 people sitting on the lawn at that time, just before we got on the tube and skedaddled back up north, Paul and I. I didn't do any recordings on the train back. I had to get 40 winks because bar most of the day I spent that standing, sitting, running and whatnot. Very emotional day, very emotional day. Emotionally exhausting as well as often physically, as you can see there. Thanks a lot for your feedback in the chat as we've been going through this. I do have some pictures. I've got a little reel of pictures that I'll go through just as give my sort of final closing thoughts on this. Bring in background music though. I was kind of disappointed, didn't have the time to stay there until I was taken into custody. Like I said, it was one of those, it seemed to start off at a certain point and then occasionally they just pick somebody off at random instead of sweeping through from one side to the other. But yeah, sat for about an hour and a half, just 1 or 2 bathroom breaks. It was a very hot day, so, you know, constantly hydrating. Up to that point, I'd obviously been taking footage and then was distributing water and fruit and stuff, and then sat down. But we collectively had agreed that if it got to 6 p.m. And none of us had been arrested, then we'd make an exit. So we convened and debriefed. Just went for a quick drink and a sit down, and then made our way back. Thank you very much for all your support, the positive comments in the chat. I do appreciate that. Like I said, it was an honour and a pleasure to be there. These are some of the pictures, as I mentioned. You get a good sense of the sheer scale of numbers. Just some pictures of other placards and things like that here. And you'll see someone, if you watch the footage of the previous protest, someone who's familiar. I had the pleasure of having a quick chat with just this gentleman here. I've just paused it a moment, who you'll remember as the blind wheelchair user who caught the headlines last time around. So it was an honour to protest alongside him as well. And now a second time, I'm not sure if that would constitute any breaking of conditions, but still brave nonetheless. And I will be featuring some footage from the Edinburgh protest, as I said, and that's coming courtesy of one of our great viewers. Imminently, I do have a picture that I've picked out from that I'll share with you in a short while. Just whilst I'm playing these few pictures on a loop, I'll quickly remind you to hit thumbs up on the stream and make sure that you give us a share around your social media. Follow us while you're there at Lefty UK. Please feel free to use super chats if you're watching live, as Graham Turner has generously done already. Or perhaps super thanks if you're watching back later on. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee page. I believe, oh my goodness, what a brain fart. The guy from Massive Attack was there again, as well as an Olympic swimming champion as well. I had a quick chat with and shook hands with. Etienne, you'll forgive me again for the moment. I can't remember the surname. Long weekend, people. Long weekend. I'm still sticking it out here on the stream. Let's see here. I think I do have. I'll just have to quickly upload this and resize. Apologies. Even want to show it. I was going to quickly show you a picture from Edinburgh, where it's quite a different
story from what I've been told, where the police response is concerned. Nine Signs, Massive Attack fan, there in the chat. Yeah, that's a good album. Mezzanine. What else was I going to say? I've been rendering and sorting out the exclusive footage all afternoon for you people. Unfortunately, I've not been able to grab anything from the speeches that happened on the National March, but I will be checking those out. I'm sure that they were great as always. Corbyn was there, I would assume. There was Zara Sultana out there. So there you go. Just a quick confirmation now. Let's go to the screen. $890 people. And like I mentioned on a recent stream, there were those raids for people who had hosted or been a speaker on Zoom calls, on Defend Our Juries Zoom calls, and after that the sign-up rate went up exponentially. Just confirming there that 1,500 people had signed up. I would say that's a very accurate estimate of how many people were there. It went up even further after the National March came to a conclusion. Just end with the latest legal wranglings over all this. So Pal Action's co-founder Huda Amori was granted permission to appeal in July after her lawyers argued that the ban breached the right to free speech. So it's still ongoing. It's still not 100% over the line, this legislation. Okay people, change of topic slightly here. Just on domestic matter, this reshuffle, Keith's reshuffle, the dust seems to have settled. So we'll just have a quick look at this, of course, when I was last with you. And I mentioned in the last video on the channel, David Lammy had been promoted to Deputy Prime Minister, replacing Angela Rayner, who quit. Yvette Cooper's now taken his place as Foreign Secretary or Secretary for Foreign Affairs, and etc., whatever the official titles are. And apart from Rachel Reeves and Lisa Nandy, it looked as though most of the cabinet had been given a new role. So Angela Eagle and Diana Johnson have followed Yvette Cooper out of the door at the Home Office. They've moved to roles in other departments, with Sarah Jones and Alex Norris being brought into the Home Office to work with new Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood. The Dover MP Mike Tapp, who frequently contributes to the debate about small boats and is a vociferous critic of Reform leader Nigel Farage, has become a Home Office Minister. Anne Turley has been promoted from Whip's office to Minister without portfolio in the Cabinet Office and will attend Cabinet. She will also become Labour Party Chair, replacing Rachel Reeves' sister Ellie. What a coincidence, the Chancellor's sister just manages to become the chair of the party. What are the odds? So Reeves, that is Ellie Reeves, becomes Solicitor General. Is everybody keeping up with this? Who replaces Lucy Rigby, who's moving to the Treasury to become Economy Secretary, effectively third in command to Rachel Reeves. Whatever effect Keith thinks this will have on the direction his government is heading, you have to say, will be somewhat optimistic. I am a firm believer that people who are in charge of things should somewhat have a depth of knowledge. For example, the Secretary for Health should perhaps be a doctor, or have served as a nurse, or whatnot. This interchangeability, as we're supposed to believe, works. It's just so Tory and so ineffective. And it's not as though these people are incredibly multi-talented and versatile that they'll be able to fit into these new positions. And it won't have a dent on the poll, and it won't make a dent. We're on minus 59% approval this week, with just 11% approving of the current Labour government. That says it all. So that's my left eye's 2 cents on Keith's reshuffle. He desperately tries to convince the public that things are still going great. We're in phase 2 of whatever the hell it is. More relaunches to come. What else has been going on in the UK? We've had the news. It's probably more of a curse than a blessing, thankfully, that Nadine Dorries has jumped ship from the Tory party to Reform. Yes, the lady who used to cling to Johnson's coattails. Apparently now takes fancy to Nigel Farage and Richard Tice. today's closing comedy video will concern that a bit later on in the stream as well. That's loyalty on the right for you, I guess. But we'll get back to Middle East matters now, the latest in Gaza, as I did mention. The attack on Gaza City has intensified. Approximately 40% of Gaza City is now under complete military occupation. But to give it its right title, it's an illegal displacement of people. Yet again, you can see another high-rise residential block being razed to the ground there. The Susi Tower is the second high-rise to be destroyed in as many days. On Friday, social media footage showed Mushtahar Tower in the city's Al Rimal neighbourhood collapsing after a massive explosion at its base, the IDF said. The IDF says, Israel says, precautionary measures had been taken to mitigate harm to civilians. What? To mitigate harm? No, they're never mitigating harm. And they definitely don't have the right to order people to leave the areas. You can't just say, oh well, we warn them to leave, or you might get killed or injured. You don't have any legal right to do that whatsoever. So yeah, they're not mitigating anything. Sorry about the random crash there, people. I think we should be up and running again. Very efficient Primate IT team that we have here on the channel. Alright, just back to the article. The rise of multi-storey towers more than 5 floors began after the signing of the Oslo Accords in 1993, which allowed tens of thousands of Palestinians to return from exile to Gaza and parts of the West Bank. Following the Israeli withdrawal from most of Gaza in 1994, vertical expansion became a necessity to accommodate the influx of returnees. And they've denied so many times that they're looking to annex all of Gaza. But there's a litany of examples of where they've tried to do it before, such as that withdrawal in 1994, which they were forced to do. And there's your regular couple of paragraphs. You'll always see those, as we know. But there has been another mass protest in Jerusalem, Quds, to give it its proper name, as Netanyahu faces even more domestic pressure.
There hasn't been any change in terms of the hard lines where the ceasefire negotiations are concerned. Israel are adamant that all of the hostages will have to be released at once, whereas Hamas are pushing for 50% of the remaining hostages to be returned. However, part of the protests are against this increased annexation on Gaza, because this does put the hostages at risk. We do know that in the past hostages have been killed in Israeli airstrikes. So let's see what's happening. Within earshot of Netanyahu's residence in the city, speaker after speaker called for him to strike a deal with Hamas that would see the safe return of their loved ones almost 2 years after their abduction. Amongst the many family members with angry messages for Netanyahu was the mother of Matan Angrist, an IDF soldier being held in Gaza. They said, "This is not a threat, Mr. Prime Minister. If something happens, you will pay for it. This is a mother's word." And she shouted. Many protesters say the expansion of the war will further endanger the hostages' lives, as I just mentioned. Israel's beleaguered but resolute Prime Minister. That's a very interesting way to describe a maniacal psychopath who's hell-bent on full annexation of not only Gaza and the West Bank, but also the wider Middle East as well. Beleaguered but resolute. This is a nut job who, if he didn't have this occupation ongoing 24/7, would face domestic corruption charges and worse. He's also got a warrant out for his arrest from international courts. Beleaguered but resolute is how the BBC choose to describe that. I might use different adjectives if I was inclined to write an article about this. Israel Katz has repeatedly taken to social media in recent days, posting videos of high-rise buildings in Gaza being blown up with the blunt message that this was just a start. Of course, every clip we see where they think the gloating is actually a confession to more crimes. Look at this, as well. You know, Israel justifies the destruction of Gaza's most prominent buildings, saying they are used by Hamas as command control centres. Well, how many times have we seen that proven false, BBC? So the words they're looking for should be Israel tries to justify, or fails to justify, or puts out obvious propaganda to the effect of by a reporter where the Netanyahu government stood on highly controversial proposals to annex occupied West Bank. Gideon Saar, who was interviewed, said, "We had discussions on this issue with the Prime Minister and there will be a decision. I don't have to elaborate." Well, how can you just try and brush that off? That's pathetic. But there he is. This is a pro-Zionist, by the way. For anyone who's not familiar with him, complete shitheel. As the pressure intensifies on Bibi, let's see him out of office and in The Hague as quickly as possible. As we go full circle and return to the capital, London. This video
came out the other day, and it really does speak volumes about why Defend Our Juries, why I, myself and other organisations choose to stand against illegal occupation and war crimes. And it really puts it into perspective what things would be like if what's happening in Gaza was happening in the UK. There's some particularly strong imagery used in this. I should pre-warn people, I'm not breaking any terms of service or anything, but it is perhaps on the heavier side for anybody. It is a very dramatic display of what could happen if essentially what Israel is doing happened right here in the UK. Let's see what's happening.
Imagine your city under siege. Foreign tanks roll through your streets. Fire rains down from above. Drones, airstrikes, F-16s. Imagine waking up to the sound of missiles. You run for shelter, but there is none. Not your home, not the hospital, not your child's school. Nowhere is safe. Imagine the last hospital in your city, overwhelmed with the wounded. Then an airstrike reduces it to rubble. Doctors, nurses, children, newborns, all buried beneath. Imagine your doctors standing outside the ruins, begging the world to listen, but the world ignores them. Imagine your pregnant wife forced to deliver without pain relief, without a midwife, without clean water. Imagine your sister's premature baby left to die because there are no incubators, no electricity, no medicine. Imagine your metro stations are turned into makeshift shelters, overcrowded with refugees and orphans. Imagine your nephew pulled from the rubble, alive but orphaned. He doesn't speak for months. Imagine nurses and medics forced to flee their hospitals, only to be arrested, blindfolded, and disappeared. Imagine your entire family found buried in mass graves, months after they disappeared. Imagine your home reduced to ash. You survive in makeshift tents during a freezing winter. Your city turned to a graveyard. Then, after 16 months, the bombing stops. You and 2 million others walk back, searching for what's left. Imagine spending 42 days living in the rubble of your former home, only for the so-called ceasefire to collapse, and the violence begins all over again. You do not need to imagine. This is not fiction. This is Gaza. And while the bombs fall on Gaza, Britain supplies the weapons. The UK has approved over £570 million in arms sales to Israel since 2008, including key parts for F-35 warplanes used to strike Gaza. British-made components make up 15% of every Israeli F-35. These jets were used relentlessly in the assault on Gaza. In May, hundreds of UK lawyers, including former Supreme Court judges, warned the UK government that it is breaching international law. And yet, arms sales continue. 108 new licenses have been granted since October 2023 alone. This is not neutrality. This is complicity.
Really powerful stuff there. Just want to give credit to everybody who put that video together. You can see some credits up there. Narrated by Juliet Stevenson, edited by Ahmed Al Tarabili, written and produced by Dr. Omar Abdon Manan and Juliet Stevenson again. Welcome to the chat, Andy Carter. I do get what you mean by the with the Imagine reference. Was that with the troubling John Lennon parody? Nicola, I'm not going to get into the back and forth about DOJ's methods where resisting arrest is concerned. You're in a completely different ballpark legally, as well as the fact that we'll be breaking non-violence protocol. I'm not in any position to change the methodology that DOJ use, and the placards do not say "come and arrest me." They say two sentences, one about opposing a genocide and the other about supporting another non-violent direct action group. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Glad I got the reference, Andy. Thanks for confirming that. It really was a brilliant video, you're quite right there, Aaron. Very powerful stuff, as Doc Davies says. Okay, that was very deep and powerful, so let's move on to something a bit more uplifting. A great video from Suze Kempner. I played another clip of hers recently, but this wonderful impression which she's brought back. I think she first brought it out during COVID. I think it was when she first started doing the parody of Nadine Dorries, but here she is back again now that she's joined Reform. Let's take a look.
Don't call it a comeback. Hi, I'm Nadine Dorries, Politico heavyweight, former frontbench woman and celebrated author of books that are actually nothing like Call the Midwife. Shut up! This week I've made the toughest decision I've ever had to make. Yes, even tougher than when I quit being the MP of... I am leaving my beloved Conservative Party, to whom which I have nothing but loyalty and gratitude, and I'm joining Britain's hottest party, Reform UK. You may be asking yourself, but Nadine, you didn't appear in Parliament once from July 2022 until you resigned 13 months later, Nadine. You're not even an MP. This deflection to Reform is hardly big news. And to that I say, I am big. It's the Conservative Party that got small. Yes, it is now in Everton Football Club that Nigel Farage and Reform will become the next government of Team GB in Northern Ireland. Every day, Nigel is going around the country talking and speaking about the issues bothering everyday people. Issues like... oh, God, there was something about hotels, wasn't there? Money? People are usually worried about that, aren't they? Anyway, they're going to win the next election, so I'm on their team now. Yes, now that I, Nadine Dorries, no longer an MP for ages, cruelly prevented from becoming Lord Nadine Dorries, am literally a member of Reform UK, a party that is cleverly also a business, cha-ching. You can look forward to me appearing on your screens an awful lot more. Get this, if you say a lot of just like stuff, literally anything, they'll pay you to talk. Can't wait. And they can ask me about have you spoken to Boris Johnson as much as they bloody like. I'll never tell. Because he stopped answering my calls a while back, actually. Well, guess who picks up, Boris? Nigel. Nigel does. Not always, obviously. He's a busy man. But he always texts back. Yes, sometimes I get left on 2 blue ticks for 36 hours. But I always get at least a thumbs up emoji in the end.
Really good. Yeah, do check out Suze Kempner's channel. Go back and check out a series of well, it was Nadine Dorries as the author of some embarrassingly poor Tory-related erotic novels. Really good stuff. That's Suze, S-O-O-Z, Kempner, K-E-M-P-N-E-R. Big up, big up. Well, as I said, it has been quite a long and exhausting weekend, people. But I've managed to stick it out through the stream. Thank you to you for sticking it out with me. We're going to return to Keith's Fondue Lounge as we say our goodbyes here on this stream. However, please do stick around because we're going to redirect into another channel. Thanks, Harvey. We'll see you next week. So just bring back in YouTube's greatest earworm. Let's see who's live. I'm going to do a redirect. There's bound to be someone. Oh well, we've got No Justice and Kevin Logan. I think it was No Justice last time. Let's head over to Kev. It's quite a selection there, but I will show some solidarity with a raid into Kevin Logan. Make sure that you subscribe to his channel if you're not already familiar with him. Like I said, there will be a full video out about the DOJ protests. Keep an eye out for that. Make sure you've hit the notification bell. Before you leave, make sure that you have give us the old thumbs up on this stream. That will be it from me this evening. I'll be back with the brews at 10 during the week. So take care everybody. My Left Eye will be seeing you soon. Free Palestine and power to the people.